22 right there with him. Smokes him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the whole field is junk. It's a parking lot. They door slam each other. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be too close to call. Oh, he just got smoked. Oh, my goodness. He got dumped in IMSA racing. Caution is out. We saw a lot. Oh, he's dead. Toward each other. Ricker Johnson. Checkered flag in the air. Scott Ricker wins it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway for some Stars and Stripes Series action. We are in the playoffs here for the Lone Star 200, and we're in the IndyCar. Looks like we've got about 20 of these things signed in here tonight. Open wheel action right here on the world's #1 streaming service. Chris Essery out on the track, as well as Aaron Poplin, the GOAT, JT Tinker, Nate Lynch, Aaron Hale, Chad White, all kinds of them out there ripping it around Texas Motor Speedway, putting down some lap times for your qualifying session. While these guys rip it around for some qualifying action, we've got a quick message from Larry McReynolds. Go ahead, Larry. Let them know, buddy.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Qualifying is over, and it's official. Quick time, Dylan Grimm, top of the board. He's going to kick off from the pole position here tonight. And, folks, it is time to get gridded up and rolling. Let's get tonight's starting lineup on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service, right here tonight. Tuesday night action, playoff racing, Stars and Stripes series, right here at Texas Motor Speedway. Tonight's starting lineup is as follows. On the front row, in the pole position, the number 23, Dylan Grimm. On his outside, he's the man to beat just about every week. It's the 7, Kyle McCoy. Row number 2 on the inside in the 05 with Tire Pros on the car. It's the GOAT, Scott Rickard. On his outside, the 44, Kyle Bowling. Row number 3 on the inside in the number 25 machine, Nate Lynch. On his outside in the 63, Aaron Poplin. Row number 4 on the inside in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV sponsored 36 machine, Chad White. On his outside, Chris Esser. Row number 5 on the inside in the 24 machine, Brian Lynch. On his outside, the 17, William Duff. Row number 6 on the inside, the 4, Aaron Hale. On his outside. He's going to wreck tonight, folks. You can guarantee that much. It's the 93, J.T. Tinker. Starting in the 13th position, the 69, Ben Shepard. On his outside, the 3, Ryan Lynch. Starting 15th, Michael Kurtzlick. On his outside, Zach Kreitz. Row number 9 on the inside, going to be the 77, Larry Griffin. On his outside, Brian Pashimi. And starting 19th, Brian Burchett. On his outside, Tommy Osborne. There is your starting lineup here tonight. 133 laps around Texas Motor Speedway, the Lone Star 200 playoff action here tonight. Field is set. The fans, they're up. They're on their feet. They're off their seats. They're ready to see some Stars and Stripes open wheel racing. Green flag in the air. We are live here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Through turn 1, Dylan Grimm, your race leader. Scott Rickard, the GOAT, has taken over the second spot. Right behind him, keep your eyes out for this kid, Aaron Poplin, the Charlotte native, making a move for second. Let's hop on board with Aaron Poplin in the second position. Just received word. Looks like Kyle McCoy has to pit, so trouble for McCoy in that 7 machine. Not what you want to see when you're Kyle McCoy. He's going to have to hope for a caution. Not sure what's going on there. Might have got a black or something. Ben Shepard has junked it. We're still clean and green, folks. Let's take a look. Here's Ben Shepard going through the tri-oval. Hits the grass there. Almost junked somebody. Then he hits the grass again 2 times. Wham! Oh, my goodness. Ben Shepard is dead. The 69 of Ben Shepard. Oh, my gosh. Let's rewind this, folks. This is a brutal hit. Ben Shepard. He hits the grass 2 times here. Once. Okay, he got away with it that time. Twice. Nope. Slide job. Wham! Ben Shepard is jumped. New race leader out front for the first time in the season on speed. Aaron Poplin, your race leader. This guy is hooked up here tonight. Can the Amtrak 63 machine take home a win here at Texas Motor Speedway? Meanwhile, Kyle Bowling looking on the outside. Big run. You could throw a blanket over these top 5 cars. They're going 3 wide for the race lead. Poplin holds on for now. J.T. Tinker in the second. Tinker is known for wrecking everybody. Who's he going to take out now? That's his teammate, Aaron Poplin out front. Is J.T. going to junk his teammate? Let's stay tuned right here as Kyle Bowling tries to reel them in as well. This is a madhouse up front. Let's check out the onboard camera with Chris Essery currently in the 5th position. Chris Essery was live last night right here on HMS TV, the world #1 streaming service. We were with the Flim Dogs Racing League in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Good night for Chris Essery. Not sure where he ended up finishing, but he had some speed all night long. I believe he had a bad last run, but nonetheless, these guys are racing hard. The draft is significant here at Texas Motor Speedway. Nobody can get away from each other. Big move there to the inside. Poplin trying to hold off Tinker. Tinker on the bottom, Poplin on the top. Tinker doors him. Just get out of the way, loser. JT Tinker, new race leader. What an aggressive move in the open wheel car. JT Tinker doesn't care if he junks it. He's out here to win this thing. He is out front here. JT Tinker not here to make friends on his back bumper, whatever you want to call it. Aaron Poplin probably wanting to do some payback. So the Charlotte, North Carolina natives 1-2 right now. That's Tinker and Poplin. But right there with him, Kyle Bowling, Chris Essery, Nate Lynch up to the 5th position as well. Man, we got some great racing here so far at Texas Motor Speedway on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. Let's hop on board with Nate Lynch in the 6th position out of Manchester, Iowa. Miller Lite on the car. Nate Lynch trying to find some speed to get up there and battle for this race lead. Still clean and green here. Have had a minor incident, but nothing big so far. Haven't even had a yellow as Tinker continues to lead the race. Kyle Bowling 2nd, and Poplin and Essery side-by-side battling for the 3rd spot. Big run there by Poplin on the bottom. He has to lift or he would have flat out junked it. So the draft is just so big here. You're always flat out unless you're in that draft, and you kind of got to lift or the car pushes up high. We got a line forming up top here. Here comes Chad White in the HMS TV 36 machine. Let's see if Chad White can get up there and junk it. Top on board here with Chad White. We are in the HMS TV cockpit view with Chad White. Folks, head on over harpoondesign.com if you're looking for a paint job. Paint start at just $25 with Brantley Roden at harpoondesign.com. But Aaron Poplin back out front here with JT Tinker looking to his outside. These two teammates have been duking it out here tonight. Looks like their 3rd teammate, Brian Samara, not here. And Tinker almost junks Poplin. He's going to wreck him, I tell you what. He is trying to ruin both their chances at this race. JT Tinker's out here for blood. We're in the HMS TV gyro cam with JT Tinker. Going all the way down to the apron, doing everything he can to find a way around Aaron Poplin, and it looks like he's going to get the job done and take over the race lead once again. These two continue to battle it out. Let's take a quick look here, folks, at your HMS TV lap leaders. Aaron Poplin with 7 laps led so far here tonight. JT Tinker with 6. Then you have Scott Rickard who led 1, which I don't even think that's true. And Dylan Grimm, your pole sitter, I think that's also not true. But I could be wrong. Nonetheless, JT Tinker holds on for now. And here comes Aaron Poplin on the outside line trying to get a run on Tinker. Checking out the chat here, we've got Connor Gerard, Brian Samara in the chat. Brian, how do you feel watching your 2 drivers race for the lead this early in the race? Has to feel good, Brian, to see these 2 up here. Just a matter of time, though. You know JT Tinker's going to wreck that car. He tried to wreck his own teammate there, Aaron Poplin. So if he's willing to do that to his teammate, he's definitely going to junk these guys. Here goes Poplin looking to the inside, trying to take back that 2nd spot with Kyle Bowling in 2nd. Chad White currently in the 4th spot. Let's check out the left front suspension cam on the HMS TV 36 machine of Chad White. He is hooked up there on that top line. Unable to make a run here. With JT Tinker continuing to lead this race here. Lap number 18 out of 133 here at the Lone Star 200 Stars and Stripes Series playoffs. Meanwhile, side-by-side battle for the race lead. The Malcolm, Nebraskan Kyle Bowling trying to take that top spot away from JT Tinker as Chad White looks to the inside in a battle for third. Aaron Poppin looking to the outside, trying to take him 3 wide for the lead while Chad White looks to the bottom. Bowling throws a block on Tinker. Chad White with a run on the bottom line trying to get into second. In the chat, we've got Mighty Donut. That's Cody Moore. We appreciate you tuning in. Cody, Brian, Jim Evans out there pulling for Chris Essery. I tell you what, Chris Essery's had a good run so far in the Monday Night League that we broadcast. The Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Seems to always catch a bad break at the end of the races, but always has great speed. Let's hop on board with Chris Essery, currently in the 5th position out of Bakersfield, California. We've got some hard racing out front. You can throw a blanket over these guys. JT Tinker continues to lead with Chad White looking to the outside, trying to get a run. Going to be interesting to see when these guys have to pit. There are no stages here with the Stars and Stripes Racing League. We are here in the playoffs, folks. Just a few races remain in the season 11 of the Stars and Stripes Series. The GOAT, Scott Rickard, he's basically locked up the championship. He's just back there cruising right now in the 9th position. While these guys continue to battle it out, eventually they're going to wreck. I can promise you that. This is hard racing up front. Somebody's going to make a mistake, and there's going to be some open wheel cars upside down here at Texas Motor Speedway. Time to jump up to the Harpoon Design Blimp. See what's going on, man. Brantley Roden up in the blimp. Look at the views up there. He's pretty close to the track. Not sure that's legal or not. He's pretty far down there, I will say. But look at the views up front here. Again, those top 4 just all right there within a couple tenths of each other. When are they going to junk it? Just a matter of time. While JT Tinker continues to lead, folks. You're looking for a paint scheme, head on over. HarpoonDesign.com. They start at just $25. Best paints in the business. Looks like they're gathering it up here. Top 4 still side by side. JT Tinker out front. Chad White second with Aaron Poplin into third. Some major speed from these Team BCI racers. They are 3 wide for the race lead. Tinker on the top. Chad White stuck in the middle. Tinker's on the bottom. Poplin was on the top. And looks like Tinker's going to hold on while Chad White lifts to let him by. Probably a good call there by Chad White. He was stuck in the middle, 3 wide there for the race lead. Usually that's not going to work out for you. So JT Tinker pinned down to the bottom lane. He is not letting anybody underneath him. Oh, look out. Tinker almost junks it. He's able to save it. What a choke job from JT Tinker. Oh, goodness. He's going to give up the race lead to his teammate, Aaron Poplin. How do you almost spin out in the front with no draft? Unbelievable. JT Tinker's lost his pace. He is all the way back to 7th, folks. Talk about choking. JT Tinker, nobody was around him. He almost loops it around, has to lift, falls all the way back to the 6th position. These guys are putting on a clinic here tonight. Nate Lynch in the 4th position. Let's hop on board the Hutchinson Motorsports TV gyro cam. Nate Lynch in 4th. Big run with the draft from Nate Lynch in the 4th position. What can he do with it? Looks to the outside. 5 cars, door to door in the top 5. JT Tinker puts himself back up there. This car might be illegal, folks. JT Tinker is flying here tonight, and he is not scared to junk it. I mean, hey, when you junk it every week like JT Tinker does, why would you drive any cleaner here at the Lone Star 200? it is go time for the 93 of JT Tinker. And we've got another battle for the race lead brewing. These guys looking to take each other 3 wide once again in lap number 30 at Texas Motor Speedway. Time to pull up some race information for you here at Texas Motor Speedway. It is 71 degrees out on the track temp, so pretty cool out there. These guys are hooked up. They don't have to worry about sliding around too much. So Aaron Poplin continues to lead. Let's check out the lap leaderboard. JT Tinker's led 17 laps. Aaron Poplin with 12. Taking a look at the HMS TV quick time board. Zach Kreitz with the fastest lap on the track. He's in the 9th position currently, but he put down a 24.04, but that's not good enough. Pashimi in the 12th position with a 24.02. Definitely going to keep an eye on these guys. Looks like Aaron Poplin pins down to the bottom lane, and here is JT Tinker once again, the wrecking ball. JT Tinker, is he going to take out his teammate, folks? Just a matter of time. Let's hop on board as he stuffs Chad White in the wall. Door-to-door battle for the race lead. Tinker on the top. Poplin going to hold on. How do you guys feel about that move? Tinker continuously goes down to the apron. I think it's kind of a dirty move, not going to lie. But he's going to take over the race lead with it once again. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him pull it off. If I'm out there, next time he goes down to the apron, I might just kind of stuff him into the wall. Drive him a little dirty. If you're going to use the apron, I'm going to make you get into that wall there on the inside. Well, boy, what a show here tonight. This is probably the best IndyCar race of the season we've had with the Stars and Stripes Series. If you're tuned in for the first time with the Stars and Stripes Series, they're rotating cars every week this season. Between the Xfinity car, we got Gen 4, the Indy car, of course, and also, what's the other one? Can't remember. I don't know. There's another one in there as well. We got Brian Samara tuned in. He is not a fan of JT Tinker, who unfortunately is his teammate. He is not happy with him. Bones does tuned in. We appreciate you joining in, Bones. We saw you hop in the broadcast last night there at the last minute. Good to see you. You've been away for a while. Well, you and Connor Gerard have seen more Hutchinson Motorsports TV than just about anybody. While JT Tinker pinned down to the bottom lane, Aaron Poplin looks to that outside. Is Aaron going to be able to take back the race lead? Not going to happen. Here's a right rear suspension cam with your race leader, JT Tinker, out front. Man, he has the best car on the track here tonight, it looks like. He was out front earlier, almost looped it around, had to drop all the way back to 6th or 7th. Will he quickly work back up to the front? While these two teammates continue to battle for the race lead, we've got some hard racing around the 5th position between Chad White, Nate Lynch, and Brian Pashimi, who's worked up to the 6th spot. Let's hop on board Brian Pashimi. Pashimi in the 6th position here, looking at these guys trying to get a run. It's all about timing that draft here in these Indy cars, and look at this run he's getting. What's he going to do with it? Nothing. So JT Tinker continues to lead this race here on lap number 39. Tinker pinned down all the way to the bottom. He is not letting Aaron Poplin underneath him. Well, if I'm Aaron Poplin, you might be my teammate, JT, but I'm just going to junk you, and I'm going to win this race. Aaron Poplin, he's in the playoffs. He needs a big race win. These guys continue to duke it out. My guess is they can't make it too much further on fuel. I know these Indy cars don't really hold a ton of fuel. I would assume by lap 50, they'd probably be pretty low on the fuel here, but we'll have to wait and see because I'm not sure. Big run there on the outside by Aaron Poplin. Door to door for the race lead. Tinker pins it down to the bottom once again, coming out of the corner. Tinker going to hold on. That seems to be the name of the game here tonight, folks. If you're in that race lead, try and keep that bottom lane. It is tough to get around on that outside. Again, you know, when you're flat out on both lanes, the shortest way around the track's the bottom. So typically, you're going to be able to hold on when you're in that bottom lane unless the outside line has a big draft. And man, look at all these cars all bunched up. Basically, everybody is within a draft pace of one another. Let's hop on board with Brian Pascini in the 5th position. JT Tinker still out front. You got Aaron Poplin 2nd, Kyle Bowling 3rd, Chad White, and then Brian Pascini rounds out your top 5. Boy, this is the best race I've seen JT Tinker run in years. Cody Moore in the chat says he wonders how long JT's right side tires are going to last. That's a good point. You know, I don't think the tires are too big of a concern. Again, in these Indy cars, they just don't hold very much fuel. We're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. Again, I'm assuming these guys are going to need to head down pit road and not too long. And again, no stage breaks here with the Stars and Stripes series. We're playoff racing, and the Lone Star 200 have had no caution so far. Tinker still uses that apron. We saw Tinker almost spin out earlier on going through the corner. Let's see if he'll do it again. Looks like the top 5 or so have kind of broke away just a little bit. Again, that's Tinker, Poplin, and White now in the top 3. Hard racing. They've been door to door this entire night here in lap number 47 coming up in the Lone Star 200 right here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're waiting for the first pit stops to come through. Again, with 133 laps, the halfway point would be, what, lap 70-ish? I don't know. Let's call it 60, 66, 67, right between there. So I doubt these guys can make it that long on fuel, but I could be wrong. I don't really know what the fuel efficiency is of these Indy cars. So we're going to have to wait and find out. You know, if they can make it another 20 laps, it could be a one-stop race. But again, I kind of wonder if they would have pit by now if they couldn't make it halfway. So again, we'll just wait it out and see how this plays out. As Aaron Poplin with a big run. JT Tinker going down pit lane. So there's the answer to your question. JT Tinker's going to be the first one to head down and get some Goodyears. Well, actually, they're Firestone, sorry. He's going to get him some Firestones and some whatever fuel they use here in the IndyCar Series. Aaron Poplin taking down the bottom lane. He is your race leader. Is he going to head down pit road? Oh, look out! Oh, gosh, caution is out. They are junking it. Chris Essery is junked. Oh, gosh! Oh, my, folks. This is deadly. We might need to get the tarps out. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, my good. I'm trying to find out who's flipping. Again, give us a second here, folks. Look at the car upside down the whole straightaway. Look out! Oh, my gosh! Ryan Lynch. Folks, the red flag is out. I've just confirmed Ryan Lynch is dead. He is dead, folks. But we're going to still show you the replay here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We have no integrity. We're going to show you this replay. It just killed Ryan Lynch. Here it is. Hop on board with Ryan Lynch. See what he saw. His last moments of his life. Right here. Ryan Lynch in the 3. You see the spin out right here. Lynch never lifts. He is all gas. No brakes with it. Wham! Look out! A brutal roll. That's what killed him right there, folks. The most brutal rollover I've ever seen in my life. Ryan Lynch, he is dead. Let's get a better view of this. Again, Ryan Lynch's last moments right here live on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. Look at that. He never hits the brakes. Ramps through the air, folks. I hate to say it, but he deserved what he got. My, oh my. The Mooresville, North Carolinian is gone. R.I.P. Lynch. Well, anyways, Kyle Bowling, your race leader. Let's check out here. Was JT Tinker able to stay on the lead lap? Yes, he was. Well, maybe he got a waiver. I don't know. We'll just have to wait this out, see how the scoring plays out. But we appreciate you folks tuning in. Larry McReynolds has a quick message for you as you just watched Ryan Lynch pass away live on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Go ahead, Larry. What do you got?
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Folks, we are back here at the Lone Star 200. We just saw a deadly incident together, and folks, gone too soon. Ryan Lynch from Mooresville, North Carolina. Please bow your head for a moment of silence for the Mooresville native, Ryan Lynch. Wow. What a horrific incident here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're glad we were able to show the replays over and over. While most cable services would have panned away from the wreck, we do not shy away here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We have Larry McReynolds on the payroll. Why would we not want to show you the action here in the Lone Star 200 with the Stars and Stripes series? My, oh my. And there it is, folks. They towed the car to pit road so the families can pay respect to him. Ryan Lynch, his body is still in the cockpit. This is scary, folks. This is truly scary. But we're not going to stop the race. The pace car is in. Field is set. Kyle Bowling, your race leader, ready to bring us green in the Lone Star 200. Green flag in the air. So Kyle Bowling out front with Nate Lynch in second. He's trying to avenge his brother, Ryan Lynch. Man, I tell you what, they said over the radio, they said, Nate, if you want to quit this race, we totally understand. He immediately responded back. He said, I'm not that worried about it. I'm staying out here. We're trying to win a race. It's the playoffs. So Nate Lynch out here trying to bring home a win in the Lynch name as they're side by side for the race lead. Let's see if these guys can bunch up with each other once again. You got Kyle Bowling out front, Zach Kreitz in second, Nate Lynch in the third position. Jared Hutton in the chat says they need some safety regulations. Jared, you know, we brought that up earlier in the season, and we told them we didn't really mind. We said as long as they're wearing helmets, we don't even care if they wear seatbelts. So I'm not sure what Nate Lynch had in the car. Probably not some great safety equipment is my guess. So it's probably his own fault, honestly. But you're watching a battle for the race lead. Kyle Bowling out front, Nate Lynch second, followed by Kreitz, Essery, and Aaron Hale. Rounds out your top five here tonight. JT Tinker sitting in that sixth spot here. Let's see if Tinker can work himself back up near that race lead where he's led so many laps here tonight. Back out to the front, Kyle Bowling, your race leader. Meanwhile, a battle for second, side by side here. Oh, a bumper there. Oh, look out, JT Tinker is jumped. We're still ground. There it is. Caution is out. JT Tinker, I think, just got jumped. It was his own fault, folks. He went in there and he bumped the 25 of Lynch, and then he had to check up. Here, take a look. Let's go to the HMS TV chopper cam. All right, take a look here at the 93 JT Tinker. Big run here. Goes into the corner. Watch this. Wham! Oh, his right front's junked. Then he gets turned. Chad White clips him intentionally, and then he stuffs it into the outside wall. And, folks, we saw that. It was just a matter of time. JT Tinker, he was fast, but a little too fast. When you're a weapon and you're fast, it is a guaranteed caution. So caution is out, folks. We're going to take a quick break. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. We're going HMS TV side by side. We'll be right back. We are back here at the Lone Star 200, and take a look. Caution number 2 is out and on your screen. We knew it was going to happen, but the 93 JT Tinker, something's a little off on that car, don't you think, folks? It is junk. His night's over. It was fun while it lasted. JT Tinker led some of the race. Well, now he's junk. But we're going to line them back up here. Kyle Bowling, your race leader, as some of these guys head back down pit road. Let's go over to Larry McReynolds real quick. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is disrespectful. You won't believe this, folks. Take a look. Hang on. Somebody's out there in the 3 car. Ryan Lynch just passed away. They pulled out the backup car and put a replacement in there. This is ridiculous. I've never seen anything so disrespectful in my life. Ryan Lynch lost his life in the most brutal accident I've ever seen in my life. And you know what the team does? They pull out the backup car, and I think that's the crew chief. They put the crew chief in the backup car. Ryan Lynch is dead, and they're out there racing the car with his name on it, too. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it, folks. Makes me sick to my stomach. Oh, look who's out there. They fixed his car. JT Tinker is back on track to junk it yet again. He's 2 laps down. He's definitely wrecking somebody. But the field is set. We are ready to roll here at the Lone Star 200. These fans, they're up. They're on their feet. They're off their seats. They're ready to see some racing. Green flag in the air. Stars and Stripes Racing League action back underway here at Texas Motor Speedway. Going to be interesting how this plays out. Let's take a look at your HMS TV pitch strategy board. We saw that first run. They can go about 50 laps on fuel, it appears. So the guys that just pit, let's see, they're not going to be able to make it. But it looks like the top 2 have broke away. So everybody's going to have to pit one more time. That's Kyle Bowling, Zach Kreitz out front. Chad White leads this second pack here in the 3rd position. As always, we appreciate you folks tuning in here tonight, watching some playoff racing with the Stars and Stripes Racing League on the world's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, of course. We're on board with Aaron Hale in the 7th position. The HMS TV nose cam. We've got Bones Does in the chat. Connor Trevard out there. Donnie Jenkins tuned in. Jared Hutton. Cody Moore. Brian Samara, many others. Folks, do us a favor. Click that like button on the video for us. Really helps us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Drop a comment. Let us know who's going to win this thing. It's been a fun race so far here as we watch these guys out front battle it out. Kyle Bowling still out front with Zach Kreitz second. Chad White third. Fourth's going to be Nate Lynch. And rounding out your top 5, he led some laps early on. It is Aaron Poplin. Six cars all within a few tenths of a second here. Bumper to bumper, door to door. Kyle Bowling out front, trying to hold off all these cars. He is surrounded. It's like a hornet's nest out front right now. Let's hop on board here with Brian Lynch in the 8th position. He just watched one of his relatives, Ryan Lynch, pass away on the track. And they drove his car after that. Kind of crazy. But here he is. We're on board with him. Brian Lynch out of Manchester, Iowa. Sitting in that 8th spot. Ripping it down the back stretch. Going into turns 3 and 4. Back out front here. Battle for the race lead continues. Kyle Bowling on the bottom. Aaron Poplin on the top. And then Nate Lynch looking to make a run. Maybe take him 3 wide. Just so hard to make that pass for the lead on the outside lane. Aaron Poplin, he's trying to get a run and then rip it to the outside. Oh, he almost junks it. Almost right hooks your race leader, but able to keep it going. So Bowling continues to lead. Chad White there behind Aaron Poplin. So Poplin trying to build up as much of a draft as he can, then shoot to the outside, just not enough. That's been the name of the game here as a race leader, you know, getting that lead and then just pinning it down to the bottom. And here comes JT Tinker. We know this car is fast. He is, I believe, 2 laps down, trying to unlap himself. You know, most guys down a couple laps, they'd probably just give up. Not JT Tinker. He's out here. He's not scared to junk the race leader. Whether he's 2 laps down, no laps down, 100 laps down, it does not matter for JT Tinker. Let's hop on board in the HMS TV nose cam. 2 laps down. Aggressive move from JT Tinker, taking him 3 wide. Folks, you know, I'm going to forecast what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen, you're going to see the 93 JT Tinker probably cause a wreck up here doing this stuff, and there's going to be some unhappy drivers. They're going to be like, JT, you're 2 laps down. What are you doing? Well, look at him. Going down to the apron, making some moves. Look at this driving. This is ridiculous. Almost spins out, going down to the apron, down 2 laps. JT Tinker putting on a clinic out here. Unfortunately, he's probably going to junk somebody. But meanwhile, Chad White in the 2nd spot. He's going to go to work on Kyle Bowling in a battle for the race lead. Mighty Donut in the chat. That's Cody Moore, says the missile is locking onto his target. He is talking about JT Tinker, and that is true, Cody. Donnie Jenkins in the chat says he kind of missed JT Tinker. Well, it didn't take him long. Tinker is putting on a clinic out here tonight. Who is he going to junk next? Let's hop on board. Here he is in the 15th position, has the leader locked into his sights. What is JT Tinker going to do? tell you what, if I'm the race leader, I might just let Tinker, I don't know. You can't really let him go by. But when you're the race leader, you have a huge advantage here in the Indy car. Because again, if you just pin down in the bottom lane, the guy is not getting around you. Watch Tinker. He's going to do that apron move here soon, I bet. If he can get down to the bottom, he will go down to the apron to force the race leader up. But Tinker looks to the outside here. So Kyle Bowling continues to lead this race. Here comes Tinker down the bottom, going down to the apron. I can read him like a book. It is not there. The 44 of Bowling, folks, if I'm out there, I am not happy seeing JT Tinker trying to get underneath me on the apron. But he doesn't care. He's not here to make friends. He's probably going to junk somebody else here in just a moment. It's just a matter of time here, folks. He is looking for any way to get around the 44 of Bowling, wants to get one of his laps back. There he goes to the apron. Tinker, he's going to go into the corner on the apron. He makes the move. Oh, my, that moves Bowling up top. Chad White's going to take over the race lead because of JT Tinker. Oh, my. Well, that is unfortunate. Again, Tinker is not making friends out here tonight. That is the best way to pass, I will add, but hard to see a lap car doing that. Nonetheless, though, Chad White takes advantage. He is your race leader for now, folks. Let us know in the chat, what would you do if you're the race leader and you see JT Tinker pull up behind you 2 laps down, goes down to the apron, heads in the corner, basically forces you up the track? Because let's be honest there, if Bowling did not go up the track, Tinker would have doored him because there was nowhere for Tinker to go. You cannot make that corner on the apron. But we're going to stay tuned right here as Chad White continues to lead this race here into lap number 80. We know these guys can make it about 50 laps on fuel. Let's take a look at the pit strategy board. They've gone, well, it kind of depends. Chad's gone about 30 laps, while Aaron Poplin's only gone 21. So the earliest you'll see these guys pit here is probably around lap 100. Maybe a little earlier. Lap 95 to 110 is probably going to be your pit window if we stay green. But folks, we've got a new race leader for now. Aaron Poplin looking to the outside. Can he get to that bottom lane? Chad White trying to hold down to the bottom. So you see JT Tinker out front. He is now 1 lap down. But again, if he lets anybody around him, that will be his 2nd lap down. So if the caution comes out right now, Tinker would not be the lucky dog. Right now, Dylan Grimm back here would be your lucky dog. So ideally for Tinker, he would still probably like a caution because you don't want to have to hold off the leaders the entire race, obviously. So if Tinker can get a caution, maybe Dylan Grimm get involved in the wreck. Maybe he can get the lucky dog and basically get 2 laps back in one swing. But Chad White continues to lead the race with the lap car. JT Tinker in front of him. If you're Chad White, again, you just keep that bottom lane. You pin it down to the bottom. Do not let anybody get underneath you. And Tinker's really been the only one to do the apron move. And again, I'm not saying it's illegal. It's just one of those moves that you're not happy when somebody does on you. Bones says it's sketchy, but it's all fair in racing. I agree, Bones. Connor Gerard, he agrees with Bones, I think. So again, we're here in lap number 85. These guys, they can make it at least 15 more laps on fuel. But if they pit right now, they would be good on fuel the rest of the way. So we'll see if there's some varying strategies out there. One move would be to head down a little early, maybe try out some fresher tires, but I'm not sure it really helps much. Actually, there is some tire fall off, it looks like. It looks like they've got at least a half a second of fall off from what I've seen. Let's jump around a little bit, though, as the leaders have kind of eased out a little. Let's hop around. Here we've got Aaron Hale in the 10th position out of Colesburg, Iowa. Meanwhile, Brian Lynch sitting in 7th here. Zach Kreitz out of Denver in the 6th position. Solid night for Kreitz. We saw him up front for a little bit there. Then we got William Duff, the 4th. Haven't seen him too much. Up to the 5th position. Let's hop on board. You know, Christian Taylor not here tonight, but he would bring up, you know, William Duff's family is kind of notorious. They always show up to these races, but they don't have much faith in Mr. Duff himself. So usually as soon as the green flag drops, they just leave. William Duff, the 2nd and the 3rd, they're always in the stands, and they're like, you know what, we've seen enough. They head out. But they should have stuck around here tonight, as William Duff's holding on to a top 5 spot here so far. So Chad White continues to lead. JT Tinker there, a lap down, trying to hold off the leaders. Let's check out the HMS TV nose cam with Chad White. Beautiful Hutchinson Motorsports TV number 36 machine, leading some laps here. Good to see Chad White finally do something productive. I'll tell you what, this guy the last couple months, he has done nothing. We have almost fired him at least a dozen times. Well, he's getting the job done here tonight. You better take home the win, Chad. 2nd's not good enough anymore, buddy. If you get 2nd, I might just fire you on the spot. But as these guys continue to duke it out, we're going to take a quick break here. Go Hutchinson Motorsports TV side by side. We'll be right back. You're not going to miss a lap. And we are back here live at the Lone Star 200 in the Indy cars with the Stars and Stripes Racing League playoff racing here tonight. Chad White continues to lead. We got one into the wall. We're still clean and green. Trying to find out who that is in the wall. Not sure. There it is. Larry Griffin into the wall. He's already a lap down. Not a good night here for Larry Griffin. Chad White gives up the race lead. He's going to head down pit road. We're going to see if this pays off. Chad White being the first one to pit. Last time we had some green flag stops, they started wrecking. Let's see if this happens again. Easy to happen, you know, because these guys, they slow down. They have to slow down a lot. You know, you're flying these Indy cars. You go down pit lane, and there's people just coming in hot, and they get into the back of you. So Chad White's still on pit road. He is a lap down now. So there you have it, leaving pit road. So he's going to fall, heck, almost 2 laps down. Over a lap and a half anyways. So Aaron Poplin takes over the race lead with JT Tinker 2 laps down out front here. Well, he's 1 lap down at the moment. 29 laps remain here tonight. Who's going to bring home the win? What a great race we've had here. Probably the most clean and competitive we've had this season, especially in the Indy car. Everybody trying to get down the bottom lane. Are these guys going to head down pit road? It's going to be interesting to see, you know, once this pit cycle ends. Chad White with the short pit, you know, he's putting a lot of faith in these drivers to not junk it and bring a yellow out. But William Duff, the fourth, looking to the inside to take over that race lead. Aaron Poplin with a run on the outside. He's going to hold on for now. Still waiting on these other leaders to head down. Again, Chad White, you know, pitting by himself. I'm not sure if it's going to be better or not. Again, you know, the fresh tires are going to matter, but he's not going to have a drafting partner most likely, so I just don't know if that's going to work out. Let's take a look at Chad White's lap times here. These guys looking to go down the apron. I bet they're probably pitting here shortly. Yeah, Chad White is a little bit faster near leaders right now with the fresh tires, but only a 10th or 2 because I assume, again, he probably doesn't have much drafting help. Looks like Kyle Bowling has pit. Nate Lynch has pit as well. So Kyle Bowling, Nate Lynch have all pit. Waiting on these guys. Let's pull up your HMS TV pit strategy board. So Duff and Poplin, and that is Brian Lynch in the 3rd position. They have 50 laps on this tank. So my guess is, again, here in the next couple laps, they're going to be out of fuel. They're going to have to pit. JT Tinker went down pit lane last time around as well. Zach Kreitz down pit road. Looks like Aaron Poplin's wanting to pit this time here from 2nd, so we'll see if any of our other leaders do as well. So there goes Aaron Poplin pitting from the 2nd position. William Duff still out there out of Mooresville, North Carolina. William Duff trying to bring home his first win with the Stars and Stripes series. I think your race leader, William Duff's heading in this time around. Checking out the chat, we've got Bones Does, Connor Gerard, Cody Moore. So there you go, William Duff down pit lane. Right behind him, Aaron Hale. Aaron Poplin still on pit road. These are some long pit stops, folks. Dylan Grimm as well. So Brian Lynch, he is your race leader for now. Take a look at the 24 car. Brian Lynch leading his first lap of the race. Not going to last long. No, he's going to take the hard left, go down pit road. Wow, we might get through an entire pit cycle under green, folks. It's kind of crazy in these cars. I figured they would have junked it by now, kind of like the last time we had that pit cycle. So Brian Pashimi, your race leader. The GOAT, Scott Ricker, right there with him. These guys probably going to have to pit soon as well. They've got 53 laps on them tires, and there goes JT Tinker around. So Pashimi, your race leader on the pit strategy call. I think they might be heading in this next time around as well. So Brian Lynch leaving pit lane. There's Chad White. Looks like Chad White's going to take over the race lead. So the short pit strategy works for now. Can Chad White hold on? He's got Kyle Bowling right there with him. Again, they're currently in the third position, but the top two heading down pit road right now. So Pashimi and Rickard both down pit road. Chad White and Kyle Bowling going to get their lap back here. Let's see if they can get around, make the pass, take over this race lead, which I assume they probably will. So Chad White, he's trying to shake this draft. Is the short pitch strategy going to pay off for the 36 of Chad White? Looks like a two-car breakaway because your third car in the line here is going to be Brian Lynch. Let's hop on to HMS TV nose cam. So there you see, well in front of him are your two race leaders of Bowling and White. So Brian Lynch in the third spot. He's about a second and a half back. So right now, folks, it's a two-car race if this thing stays green. I assume both these drivers here, they do not want to see a yellow. They like knowing, you're either getting first or second. And if you're Chad White, it's a two-car line. You're really going to have to mess up to get past, in my opinion. Because, again, you're out front. You're flat out. You just hold down to that bottom lane. And Bowling going to look to the outside, but I just don't see him getting a run, making the pass on that outside lane. But they're still door-to-door here. 17 laps remain. They are slowing down one another, and Brian Lynch is probably going to be able to run them down as if they continue to run side by side. Looks like Brian Lynch might have the draft here on the top two. So it is now a three-car race. While those two continue to slow each other down, the rest of the pack starting to reel them in as well. William Duff in the fourth position here. Looks like he's got a lap car there in front of him and another lap car behind him. So this looks like it's going to be a four-car group. Fifth place, Brian Pashimi, he's 4 seconds back. So he's basically out of it unless he gets a caution. So you got your top four and a couple lap cars. Chad White trying to hold on. 15 laps remain here. World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. As always, we appreciate you folks tuning in. Please click that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. We're going to jump over to our buddy Larry McReynolds and take a short break and get back here for the finish of this one at the Lone Star 200 Stars and Stripes Racing League playoff action. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
We are back here at the Lone Star 200. Chad White, your race leader, trying to hold off Kyle Bowling. He's got a lap car to his outside right now. Kyle Bowling is in that blue 44 car behind him. Who's going to bring home this race win? We got the lap car right there on the outside. Again, Kyle Bowling right here. Then we have William Duff, the fourth in the mix, and Brian Lynch. So again, your top four right here, top four, and then you got the two lap cars. Honestly, these lap cars kind of need to get the hell out of the way, in my opinion. We've got a good battle for this win in the mix here. Who is that lap car there? That is the 91, I believe. Caution is out. Oh, my, that changes everything. Man, that just, that was going to be a good battle there, unfortunately. Dylan Grimm just jumped it. Let's take a look. Net code. Oh, man. Some bad net code. Grimm gets junked. And then, that's not Ryan Lynch again, is it? Yes, it is. Ryan Lynch. Folks, we saw him die earlier in the most brutal wreck I've ever seen. Well, somebody gets out there in the backup car and take a look. Wham! Thankfully, this driver is okay, but they've tore out two cars here tonight. So the caution is out as they're waiting for the pace car. Man, that is not what these top four wanted to see. It was going to be a four-car battle for this race win. Now it's going to get real interesting. You know, if you're, let's see. So right now there's only 8 cars on the lead lap. If I'm back there from the 5th position back, I mean, I'd definitely head down pit road, get some fresh tires. Honestly, the whole field might consider getting tires. If I'm, you know, Chad White, let's take a look here. He was the first one to pit out of this group. He pit 23 laps ago. It's hard. It's a hard call to go down pit road from the lead. But again, there's only 8 cars on the lead lap. So you know if you're going to pit, the worst you can lose is 8 spots. But you know some cars behind you are going to follow you. So I don't know. If I'm Chad White, I'm probably pitting here from the race lead. But he's not. He is not. So Kyle Bowling, Scott Rickard, Brian Pashimi, and Tommy Osborne head down pit road. The top 5 stay out, I believe. Or no, wait, Kyle Bowling pit as well. So, yeah, never mind. The top 4 stayed out there on the old tires. 5th on back on the lead lap have the fresh tires. Folks, I think that was a great move. And what did I just say? Did I literally just say if I'm 5th on back, I'm pitting? Am I a genius? Somebody needs to put me in the pit box. I clearly know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this stuff long enough, folks. I am the GOAT. Blake Hutchinson in the booth, making calls, reading minds. How did I do it? My, oh, my. But again, though, those 5th on back, they're going to have the fresh tires. I think that's going to be enough to get them around these top 4, in my opinion. Tires aren't everything here, but you definitely notice some fall off. And these 4 might be sitting ducks, especially Chad White out front with the oldest tires of the group. So we got another lap around here under caution. We're going to jump to a quick break here and be right back for the finish. Going to be a green, white checkered with the Stars and Stripes Racing League playoff racing, Lone Star 200. We are back here, folks, at Texas Motor Speedway. Field is set. We are bunched up. Single file restarts with the Indy cars. Green flag in the air. 5 laps remain. Chad White, your race leader. Looks like the top 3 have kind of separated themselves, so the tire significance may not matter in the back. That's quite a bit of ground to make up here in just about 4 laps, even with fresh tires. So Kyle Bowling, your first car with the fresh tires. Let's hop on board with Kyle Bowling. Boy, he's got to get around this guy quick, and I just don't think he's going to. So he's kind of toast unless he gets another caution. I think you're going to be watching the battle for the win right here between these 3. Caution is out. Never mind. I take it all back. Man, Chad White just can't catch a break with these cautions. Let's see what happened. Oh, gosh. Nate Lynch just got jumped. Take a look. Zach Kreitz just dumps him. Oh my gosh, that's a brutal hit. Zach Kreitz just intentionally wrecks Nate Lynch in the 25. Brings out a caution. It's going to be a green-white checker this time for sure. So, folks, why not jump over to our buddy Larry McReynolds and take one more short break, because nothing's going to change up front. They're definitely not going to be taking tires now in a green-white checker. So we'll be right back. Hutchison Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Lone Star 200 finish coming up right now. Going to be a green, white, checkered finish. Pace car is in. Field is set. Chad White, your race leader, going to take us green. Green flag in the air. Only one green, white, checkered in the Stars and Stripes series, so Chad White doesn't care if they junk it. He should be able to hold on for this race win in just 2 laps. Has a bit of a gap to work with. Can Chad White hold on? Big run there by the 17. William Duff looks to the outside. Is he going to have enough speed? Going through turns 3 and 4. Chad White has the preferred line. On the bottom, here comes Brian Lynch in third. White flag in the air. I think you're going to see it. Oh, look out. He just junked it. In the back, they're junking it. We're going to stay right here on the leader. We'll show that later on. But Chad White holds on. We're going to the finish here. The 17 of Duff looks to the outside. Door-to-door battle. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. What a move by William Duff. Man, coming out of the corner, I thought he was toast because he comes up and he doors the 24, it looks like. But look at this run here off the corner. Wham! When he hit him there, he just somehow kept his momentum in a 3-wide finish. William Duff wins it. Let's look at this wreck, though, earlier on. Here it is. This is coming to the white flag. That car on the inside just junks it. Absolutely annihilates Kyle Bowling. Couple involved there. But what a finish. A 3-wide finish there. William Duff wins it. Let's get a better view here. So let's play this finish once again. This is on the backstretch. William Duff finds a way around Chad White on the outside. Brian Lynch sticks his nose in there, almost able to steal the win. And look at this right here, folks. 3-wide finish here. Let's go frame by frame here real fast. Well, I always do that. Whatever. All right. We're not going to do it because I'm not going to mess with this all night. So nonetheless, William Duff parks in victory lane here tonight. What a finish. Duff, White, and Brian Lynch on the podium. We need William Duff in the chat. Somebody let him know. Hey, if you're in the session and you're listening to the broadcast, let William Duff know to get in the chat ASAP. Brian Lynch. Blake up in the booth. You got a copy? Brian, Blake in the booth. You got a copy, buddy? We're trying to get a connection with Brian Lynch. If you can hear us, let us know, Brian. Looks like he's having some issues. We'll send him up to the waiting room, see if he can get those worked out. We'll start with Chad White, our second place finisher. Chad, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Blake.
Hey, what a finish. A 3-wide battle for the race lead. I thought you had that one there. Looked like Duff got into the 24 of Lynch just a little bit, but it didn't seem to matter. He was able to squeeze by there and win it by 2/100ths of a second.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about how my luck's been going here lately. I thought I was in pretty good shape, just holding the bottom. I don't think I'd seen anybody take the lead from the top the entire race, and then lo and behold, last restart it happens. But that was a hell of a finish.
Absolutely. And, and the key to him there, he didn't ever have to really finish the pass. He just had to get beside you, and it was able to work out. It looked like your restart might have been a little too good, and then Duff got a run on you and was able to shoot outside.
Yeah, it worked. That restart, the early go in the box worked pretty well on the last one, so that's kind of what I was going with there. But, yeah, I think you're right. I think I got out a little bit too far. It was just kind of – and the pack just swallows you up. And he had a little bit fresher tires, too, so that may have played a little bit of a factor to get him working on the top, too. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it was a hell of a finish.
Yeah, you end up leading the most laps. Looks like I'm counting 42 laps led for you, but unfortunately you didn't lead the last one, but you bring home a good second-place finish. Should help you out there in the point standings.
Yeah, I think everybody, pretty much all the playoff guys, but Scott and Aaron had trouble tonight, so that should move us up just a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, hey, a great job out there bringing home the podium finish in the second place. Before you head out, got any shout-outs or anything for the fans watching at home?
Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I've been on the car all week, and it's the greatest motorsport streaming service on the planet, no, bar none.
Well said, Chad. That's definitely true. But hey, congratulations. Second place finish here at Texas in the Lone Star 200 with the Stars and Stripes Racing League.
Thank you, Blake.
So there was Chad. Let's see if we can get a hold of Brian Lynch again. Let's try him out. Brian, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy? Brian Lynch. Can you copy, Brian? Apparently not. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to interview Brian Lynch. We will put him on mute. We'll leave him in here for now. Maybe we'll try after the race winner does his interview. All right, folks, so let's get him in here. Brian, if you're there, you are on mute. We'll figure that out here in a little bit. Time to get him in here, though. William Duff IV, your race winner. Let's pull him in. William, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
What is up, Blake?
Not much. What a finish there. You know, you get a big run there down the backstretch, and you kind of got into the 24 there. I kind of thought that was going to ruin your chance, but somehow you're able to hold on and able to win by 2/100ths of a second.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. I was just trying to get that run off of 2 because that's the only way you could really pass all night is what I saw. So I just tried to get the run off of 2, get the draft, and then try to make the outside work in 3 and 4. So got the Chads outside. Went out there, and honestly, I just didn't even think about the 24 out there running to the outside. I didn't, like, come up to try to block them or anything. I just was like, imagine us running 2x2 because that's how it's been all night. No one ever shoved it 3 wide. So looked like he tried it there, and, like, we made contact. Luckily, it didn't take us out, and we both still got some good finishes.
Yeah, it was a great finish there. 3-wide battle for the win. You know, there at the end, it looked like you had 8-lap fresher tires than the race leader, Chad White. Do you think that affected anything there at the end?
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was just talking with him about. Like, I think, I mean, he even said it, no one on the outside could really pass all night, and I just think it was just those couple extra laps of fresh rubber that ended up making it stick and getting me enough to carry because, I mean, a lot of the race, you know, just it would understeer so bad, and you'd have to get out the gas just to get it turned right. And I was, you know, last lap, I'm just putting it on the floor and hoping that it sticks, and it sure enough did. So I think that rubber did make a bit of a difference.
It definitely did. I think that might have been the only lap you led of the race. Is that right?
It might be close. We were up there a little bit, giving them hell, especially after that, like, I guess the second to last caution. It looked like it was going to be a 4-car battle between me, Brian, Chad, and I believe it was Kyle Bowling. Looked like we had a pretty good gap back to 5th, so I thought that's how it was going to end. Then we restacked them, so yeah, just glad it all worked out.
Yeah, well, hey, great job out there parking it in Victory Lane. I believe your first win in the series, as long as I can remember anyway. So parking it in Victory Lane with the Lone Star 200. Before you head out, though, you got any shout-outs or anything for the fans at home?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate y'all putting on this broadcast. Appreciate the Lynch boys putting on this league. Special shout-out to my teammates, Trey Griffin and Ryan Lynch, man. They're here every week bullshitting with me. So it's just it's great to chill with them, and, man, it's just a fun league, man. Definitely enjoy it whenever the racing's clean, man. And, we'll take it.
Yeah, well, hey, great job out there. And, you know, unfortunately, it was tough to see the news about Ryan Lynch, that big flip down the front stretch. He did pass away, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was radioing to the boys down in the box asking how he was, and they said it wasn't looking good. They put him in the stretcher in the truck, and I guess you got the confirmation before I did. You know, hell of a racer, man. He was one of the greats. Just always determined, always running back there mid pack with me, man. We're gonna really miss him.
Absolutely. And, you know, and I just found it disrespectful. You know, after he passed away, they pulled his car into the pits. They fixed it up or put out a backup, and they put somebody else in it to finish the race, and he wrecked it too.
Yeah, it must have been someone in the family. It generally runs in the all these Lynches that we got in here. You know, they just don't know how to keep it straight, I guess. So must have run in the family, maybe a little cross-eyed cousin or something. But no, Yeah, man, that that was funny. He was talking to us through the flip. He was like, "Man, this is insane. Like that was the craziest wreck I've ever had." So can't wait to see that on Hutchinson Motorsports social media in a couple days.
Absolutely. Well, hey, again, congratulations, parking it in victory lane here in the Lone Star 200. William Duff, your winner.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
William Duff getting the job done here tonight on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. What a finish. He pulls off the move of the century, gets around Chad White, and wins it by 2/100ths of a second. Folks, a 3-wide finish to end the night. And I tell you what, you know, these guys were battling all night long. We saw runs and cars everywhere. It was a hornet's nest up front for a while. Then we had a long green flag run, and we still get a 3-wide finish. But as always, we appreciate you folks tuning in. Connor Gerard in the chat. Bones does. Cody Moore. Anybody else left out there we're missing, click that like button on the video before you head out. And please subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. That's going to round out the night, though. I'm Blake Hutchinson in the booth. And tomorrow night, we're going to be back here with 2 streams going on at the same time. I'm going to be doing the Superstar Arc Cup Series, while Jesse and Christian are going to be on the call for GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series. So come on back tomorrow night. And that's going to round out the night, though. So we appreciate you tuning in. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed. 42 right there with him. Smokes him. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk. It's a parking lot. They door slam each other. Checker flag in the air. It's gonna be too close to call. Oh, he just got smoked. Oh my goodness! He got dumped in IMSA racing. Caution is out. Oh! He's dead. Toward each other with their chunks